Hello, this is D. Allen with Life Lesson Sports. So I wanted to come on and talk about this whole Rex Ryan comments about Shedeur Sanders or regarding Shedeur Sanders that occurred on this past week on ESPN on a show called Get Up. Um, we all know what ESPN is and how large they are. And Get Up is, I guess, a popular show on that network. Okay, a lot of eyes, and I don't know what their ratings are. So but I think a lot. I think people are watching it. People watch it, and so Rex Ryan just kind of, I think, unfairly just went off on Shedeur Sanders. And there were other people on that panel, on that desk, and they didn't say nothing. They just let him go off, and nobody, and it's not a debate show, but no one corrected him, challenged what he said, asked any follow-up questions about what he said. They just sat there and let it ride. And so I just want to remind you of some things he said. He said something's missing with this kid. Okay. He said he runs his mouth like he's I can be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Okay. Number 3, get your behind. He used a different word. I'm going to just say behind. In the front row and study and do all that. That was the third thing he said. The fourth thing he said was, if I know, the whole league knows. The fifth thing he said was, quit being an embarrassment that way. And then the sixth thing, you should be embarrassed you're not the quarterback now. Now, for those of you, Rex Ryan, he has, somewhat of a famous father. For those of you who don't know, he's the son of Buddy Ryan, who coached the '85 Chicago Bears defense. Buddy Ryan's defense is still today one of the most dominant defenses ever to touch a football field. He ran the 46 zone, and they dominated everybody outside of the Miami Dolphins in the snow. I still don't understand. Dan Marino came in and lit the 46 zone up. The only team to have any success against that defense was Dan Marino of the Miami Dolphins. Came to Chicago, I think it might have even been snowing or it was cold, and lit them up and won the game, and that was the Bears' only loss that season. And you can go look it up. So Rex Ryan is the son of Buddy Ryan. And so I don't know what empowered him to go on that show and say these things about Shedeur Sanders. First of all, where are you getting this stuff from? Something's missing with this kid. What are you talking about? He needs to get in the front row. Now, all this week, people have been posting pictures and photos of him sitting in the front row. But where is he getting this? If I know, the whole league knows. If you know what? The whole league. What are you talking about? Quit being an embarrassment? And you should be embarrassed that you're not. Where is he getting this information? So I recall over the summer, I think it was like during either rookie camp, OTAs, mini camp. I don't think it was during the main camp, before the season starts. Coach Kevin Stefanski was interviewed by the local media about Shedeur Sanders specifically. And he didn't say nothing that would make anybody think Shedeur is an embarrassment, or Shedeur needs to sit in the front, or he's not learning, or he's lazy, or anything like that. He didn't say nothing like that. This is the head coach. He pretty much said, the head coach, that in order, when the players have to walk past his office to enter, as they enter the facility, so he see everybody when they get there, and he see it, right? And he says Shedeur's there early, and that he's working. He kept saying that. He was like, he's working. He's there early, and he's working. That's what he said. His coach. He ain't said none of this other stuff. That's just like leading up to the draft. Somebody said Shedeur was being inappropriate in the team meetings and the interviews, and he was doing this or that and wearing headsets and doing all these things. Okay, who said that? See, no one is coming out saying that they said anything. See, these are lies and propaganda. See, propaganda is an old technique. Propaganda is pretty much telling lies, and you're just going to tell this lie over and over and over and over and over and over again until you brainwash someone into believing it. And then it becomes true. But a lie will never be the truth. I don't care how many times somebody says it or who's saying it. A lie will never become the truth. And so all of this stuff that Rex Ryan just said, and what's really disappointing is that all of those folks that was on that panel didn't say nothing. They just let him say it. Nobody challenged him. And you can challenge somebody and be professional or follow up with them in a professional way. I understand ESPN paying y'all. I get it. I got a day job, and I watch what I say too. But come on. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And you got somebody coming on that platform, in essence, potentially causing harm to Shedeur Sanders. Because Shedeur is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? That applies to him. And what Rex Ryan, in essence, is doing is causing harm to Shedeur's pursuit of happiness. Those words coming out of his mouth on that platform, in essence, can cause companies not to want to do endorsement deals with this man, or question it, or hesitate, or pause, or come with a lower deal in terms of monetarily. It could affect teams in the NFL from having thoughts and doubts about him, about Shedeur. It could cause things in his own locker room with his own organization, the Cleveland Browns. What is this man doing? And see, I don't have to go into the history of quarterbacks and black quarterbacks and all of that. I'm not gonna go there. But we all know. So you just gonna come and say these things that are not true? Or if they're true, who told you that? Where are you getting all these stuff? These seems to be your opinion about something. And the first, what is it, the First Amendment, freedom of speech? That doesn't give a person freedom of speech to lie. That's not what that's about or what that's for. So you can't just come on the air telling lies and then don't nobody say nothing. Now, you do have other folks out there on their platform speaking out and saying stuff. You do. But who's telling you these things? Okay. Also, Shedeur's a believer, right? You know what I'm talking about. And not only is he given certain unalienable rights by God, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, his belief also says that he's been provided life to the full till it overflows. And this is not Bible study, so I ain't gonna go into that either. You can look it up and figure out which translation that is and whatever on your own. But Rex Ryan is out of order for going on ESPN on Get Up, telling lies which can cause harm to Shedeur in the sense of his pursuit of happiness, his life to the full till it overflows. He shouldn't be doing that, and he shouldn't be allowed to do that. Who told you that, Rex Ryan? Who told you those things? A lie will never, ever be the truth. So I just wanted to come on and talk about that. And thank you for listening. This is D. Allen with Life Lesson Sports.